What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're finding a jungle. Let's get started. So how's it going everyone? So before we get started, I have some bad news. While I was working off camera over the weekend, I had my first death of the game. I was down in the mines, I was mining, I dug out a new area, and I was just strip mining for diamonds and stone, trying to stock up on resources, and I ran across an underground, flooded cavern. It was full of water and you can kind of see it off in the distance there. And I'd never seen one of those before. So I decided, let me go explore this thing, and started swimming around, and I got stuck and I couldn't get out and I drowned. So it wasn't even a good death. It wasn't even something exciting or memorable. I just drowned underground in a cave because I couldn't get out. So yeah, that was my first death of this series. I was hoping for something a little more dramatic, like fighting the Ender Dragon or the Wither or something like that. But no, it was drowning in a cave. But no deaths today because we are doing something safe and fun and well overdue. Last week I built this auto sorter for our wool farm and it's been working great. And I'm still missing the brown wool. I don't have any brown dye, so I can't make brown wool. And so this thing's just collecting white wool, and I don't know how the white wool makes it past this one. I'm guessing it doesn't get pulled in by the hopper sometimes because it's floating too high, or I don't know. For the most part, this thing's working. Like every now and then I'll get some wool in my overflow chest at the end, and I just move it over to the necessary chest. But it is high time that we go get some cocoa beans so we can make some brown dye, so we can get brown wool and make brown concrete, and get some jungle wood and some bamboo. I mean, there's tons of good resources and good things to find in a jungle biome, and it has just been too long to not have one. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, if we look at our map over here, I haven't gotten my maps to the south where I built the Winter Wonderland, so that's not up here yet. But I've explored pretty far to the east, a little bit to the north. Over in the west, I found this Badlands biome. And so we need to figure out which way we want to go. And I'm thinking to the east. You know, I already know that pretty far south is a big snowy biome, and then further south is a taiga biome. This mesa biome over here, those tend to be pretty big, so I know that's probably going to take up the rest of that map. This is just like big open field, and so I'm thinking we're going to go this way. So for this type of exploration, we've got a couple of options. We can just go old school, get some potions of swiftness, and just start running around. We've also got our elytra, and so we could fly, which will make things go a lot faster. And we've got a little bit of rockets, and so that's also an option. Neither of those are very good though, because we've already explored pretty far and haven't found a jungle, and so we're gonna have to go even farther. And I really don't want to use up the last of my rockets looking for a biome and then have to get all the way back to my base. If I have to go out 5, 6, 7,000 blocks, I have to come back 5 or 6 or 7,000 blocks, and that's going to take a lot of rockets. So I don't really want to explore with my elytra. Exploring by foot is kind of boring. So we're going to use our fancy schmancy nether hub to do all the work for us. And it's not going to do all the work for us, but it's going to make things a lot easier and go a lot faster. So what we need to bring some obsidian. I'm going to need a flint and steel so we can light nether portals. And we're going to be using nether portals to explore the overworld by cutting through the nether. Now, I've already said this many times, so it shouldn't be a surprise, but every block in the nether is 8 blocks in the overworld, so you can get across the overworld a lot faster through the nether than on foot. But how does that help us in exploring? Because we can't really explore the overworld when we're in the nether, like we don't know where to go. And so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be digging a certain amount of blocks in the nether to quickly travel across the overworld. Then we'll build a nether portal, pop out into the overworld. We'll explore around a little bit just to kind of see what's in that general area. And then if we don't see a jungle biome, then we'll pop back into the nether portal, pack up, dig further, build another nether portal, pop around and explore. And there's 2 reasons why this is going to be a useful approach. One is that it allows us to explore the overworld a lot faster without having to expend a lot of rockets or use up the durability on our elytra. And the second reason is because when we do finally find a jungle biome, again, if it's 5 or 6 or 7,000 blocks away, we want to be able to get back there in the future relatively quickly. And so by digging through the nether, we'll already have a tunnel through the nether to get back to that area very quickly in the future. So that's the plan, and here we are in the nether. The yellow tunnel is the one that goes east, and if I look at my X coordinate, I can see it's increasing as I go in this direction. So this is the tunnel that I want to dig in. So how far are we going to go? Well, because what we're looking for is a biome and not like a village or a tree or something that's really small, biomes are big. They take up a lot of space. And so we can go pretty far, like we can go farther than we've already explored before we pop out into the overworld and take a look around. And if we don't see anything, then we can dig even farther into the overworld, like going past what we just saw before we pop out again. Like we don't need to be completely comprehensive and exhaustive and make sure that we check each and every block in the overworld as we're exploring, because biomes take up a lot of space. And so if we don't see one in one area, then we can go pretty far before we check again and be pretty confident that we didn't like skip over an entire biome that we didn't see before. So because I've explored, I think I've gone about 2,000 blocks already in this direction. I think that's where I found that village. 2,000 blocks divided by 8 is going to be about 300-ish. Yeah, 250, I think. Alright, so I think if I were to build another portal here, I would pop out somewhere around the village where I first got my villagers to bring back to my villager breeding farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go another, let's say, 150 blocks in this direction. That's going to be about 1,000 blocks in the overworld. Whoa! And I think going every 1,000 blocks in the overworld is pretty good, because we're going to be doing some looking around in the overworld. And like I said, we can skip a lot of area and be pretty confident that we didn't accidentally skip over an entire jungle biome that we didn't see. Alright, so here we are at X400. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut out a little cubby hole here. And I'm going to go ahead and build a nether portal right here. Because this thing's probably just going to be temporary, I'm going to skip the corners to be as efficient as possible. Not put down as more obsidian than I need, because I'm probably going to end up having to dig this thing back up. So I'll light the portal, we'll go through, and holy moly, we are right over the ocean. So I guess there was no ground within, I think it's like 125 blocks where it tries to build another portal. So it just put me up in the air here. Alright, so I'm going to get out my elytra and my rockets. And this is how we're going to explore every time we kind of poke our head out to look around. We will use our elytra. So I'm going to go a little ways in each direction and just kind of scout out the area around the nether portal where I came out in the overworld. See if I can find a jungle biome, and if not, then we'll go back through the portal and go even further. So we didn't find a jungle biome in our first stop, which isn't surprising. I wasn't expecting to. So I'll head back to our portal. We'll see if I can stick this landing. Oh yeah. Oh no. I just dropped my ender chest. Alright, so before we go back through, I'm going to show you a little trick. We can't break this portal because we need to go back through it, but we can take off the corners. So we've got to be a little bit careful with this one because we're floating up in the air and we don't want to drop. But maybe we can get... Nah, I'm not going to risk it. So we only got 2 extra obsidian. But you can actually use this to kind of harvest obsidian, because we are going to break down the nether portal that we built here in the nether. We're going to take this obsidian with us to build our next nether portal. And so we're never going to actually end up using up our obsidian. We're just going to move all the nether portals that we build. But we can kind of scout the corners of the ones that get auto-generated in the overworld, so we can get 2 or 4 free obsidian each time we build a portal. Alright, moving on, we'll go another 150 blocks. Alright, so here we are at 550, so we'll build another little nether portal. Oh, hey, wow. Okay, so we ended up in another desert, and so this is actually really good. I might keep this nether portal here, because I do want access to a good desert location, and this one, yeah, we don't have to go exploring to get to the desert. We just pop out of the nether portal, and here we are. So I'll probably leave this one here. I am going to go ahead and do some more exploring to try to find a jungle. Before I go, I'm going to build a tall pillar of netherrack, and this is just going to help me find my way back to the nether portal in case I get lost. So this thing is going to be sticking up into the sky, and I'll be able to see it from pretty far away, and that way I can spot my nether portal. I didn't do that last time because the nether portal was generated in the sky, and it was kind of hard to miss, and so I didn't really need to. Alright, so let's see what we got. So savanna biome. This is actually a really good spot. I haven't really found a good savanna biome either. I have some acacia logs, but I think I bought a sapling from a wandering trader and just planted that, and that's how I've been able to get acacia wood. But I haven't actually found a savanna biome like this yet. So this is really good. A desert and a savanna side by side. We're definitely keeping this nether portal. So this looks like more desert and savanna pretty far in that direction. So I'm going to head back, see what's to the south. Oh, it looks like a really big ruined portal over there. That might actually be nice. Get some free gold from that, maybe some good loot. Got some desert villages. Oh, that's a huge ruined portal. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. It's like right in the middle of a river too. That's amazing. You could like totally build some lore around this. That's really cool looking. I've never seen a ruined portal like that before. Definitely going to come over here and take this block of gold. That's ours. And if I wanted to, I could go ahead and harvest some of this obsidian and crying obsidian. I think I'm going to leave it because this thing just really looks cool. Oh, I think I see a desert temple. There's a lot of really good stuff around this nether portal. Okay, it looks like more savannas to the south, more desert. So I'm going to head back to my portal and we'll keep on trucking. Now see, this is why I built that giant netherrack pillar, because I have actually lost my nether portal. I'm really bad about writing down or remembering coordinates. And so now I need to look. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so that makes it a whole lot easier to spot than if I was just looking for that tiny little portal in the distance. So we are going to leave that portal there. I wish I'd brought some signs so I can mark it. Oh well. And we are going to keep on trucking to the east to look for a jungle biome. Another 150 blocks. Whoa! Okay, that was a little bit terrifying. I was not expecting to fall through a cave this high up. Huh. Yeah, I think we're just going to fill this in and keep on going. I'm going to fill in the sides as well, because eventually we're going to come back and turn this into... If we can find a jungle biome in this direction, we'll come back and turn this into an actual little ice road, and I don't want to fall through there again. Alright, X700. Time to take another peek in the overworld. Okay, nothing to see here, so I'm gonna go pack it up. These are some really cool mountains though, I gotta admit. I like the trees on top, and in the middle there's like a little lava waterfall on this side. Like, check this out. Oh, look at that, this is awesome. This would actually be a really good spot for a base. Like, just the overhangings, the trees, the greenery, the lava waterfall. This is a really cool spot. I'm gonna write down these coordinates. I may come back here to build a base just for fun in the future. Alright, so here we are at 6,800, pretty close to 7,000 blocks. Go exploring a little bit to the north and south again. So here we are at 1025. I went a little bit farther than 1,000 because there was a little kind of cavern over there, and I want to make sure that I got plenty far away from it so I didn't like fall through. Alright, so we are at 8,000 in the X direction. Looks like we ended up in some kind of snowy mountains. build our little nerd pole of netherrack here so we can find our way back to our portal easily. This is especially important in the mountains because the mountains are kind of tall, and so you may not be able to see your portal from very far away if you don't build something that sticks up above the mountains. And it is kind of hard to see through the snow, so we'll take off. Let's see, we'll go this way first. Is that? Oh, it's hard to see with the snow, but yeah, I think we found a jungle. Look at that, right past, ooh, and lots of bamboo. We found a little bamboo forest as well. That's awesome. Oh, yes. So all of our searching finally paid off. We found our jungle biome. We found a bamboo forest. This is fantastic. So what I'm going to do, since I'm already here, I'm going to get my axe out and take some of this bamboo. Bamboo is super easy to break. You just break the bottom piece and everything above it comes tumbling down. It also grows really fast, so you don't really need to get a whole lot of this. And we might as well grab these melons while we're here, because why not? Okay, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head back to my nether portal, hop back into the nether, and it looks like this jungle biome is around 8000x and minus 800z. So I'm going to dig in that direction in the nether and build another nether portal that just comes out right in the jungle. That way we can get back to the jungle much more easily in the future, and we don't have to come out of this portal and trek across the mountains here. Alright, so if I got the coordinates right, then this nether portal should bring us out directly in the jungle biome. And there we go. Now we may end up moving this portal sometime in the future if we end up building like a base over here or something. But for now, we can just come all the way down to this portal in the nether and boom, we're in the jungle. Now it's nighttime, which is going to make things a little bit harder, but I do want to get some of this jungle wood. I want to get some jungle saplings, and I want to get some cocoa beans like that one right there. And that one right there. So we've got 3 cocoa beans. If we can find some more, that's great, but you can plant these things and grow more. So we've got as many cocoa beans as we need technically, and we can get all the cocoa beans we want. Hello. Whoa. Oh, it wouldn't be a Newbie Dave episode if a creeper didn't go off. Alright, so we've got some bamboo. Whoa, hello. Excuse me, sir. You are interrupting my recording. That is very rude. Okay, so we got some bamboo, we got some cocoa beans, we got some jungle saplings so we can plant more jungle trees at our base. We got some melons. Let's see. I think we're good. I think we got everything we came here for. Now I do want to go ahead and make a map and kind of mark this place on the map. And I'm actually going to name this one, I'm going to just name it Jungle Biome. Because the default name was like Map 15, and I've got a bunch of just Map 2, Map 7, Map 9. This one's kind of specific. So this is our Jungle Biome map. Nice. I didn't bring an item frame. That was kind of an oversight on my part. Yeah, we'll have to come back with an item frame sometime so we can hang this up. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and duplicate this map so that when we do come back, we have a copy that we can put up. And I think at this point, we can go ahead and head back to our base. So this portal is pretty much just going to stay here. We may end up moving it later for aesthetic reasons, maybe build a little outpost around it or something. I'm going to get my, since I'm so far away, I'm going to go ahead and get a swiftness potion. There we go. And we're cutting through the nether, so it's going to be a lot faster to get back anyways, but why not go faster than you normally would? Why not go as fast as possible? So yeah, off camera, I'll come back and I'll build a little ice road on this tunnel so I can get to and from the jungle biome a lot more quicker. It is 1,000 blocks away in the nether, so that is going to be a long ice road. It's going to take a lot of ice. It's going to take a lot of glass. Yeah, that one's going to take a while, so I'll do that off camera because it's, even though it's longer, it's the exact same road as I did a couple weeks ago, so there's nothing really interesting to see. Alright, so let's talk about our spoils from the jungle biome. So first and foremost, the precious cocoa beans. With these we can finally make some brown dye. I'll go ahead and get some of this, and I'm not going to use it all because we need to also plant some cocoa beans so we can get more cocoa and have an endless supply of brown dye. Now cocoa beans can only be planted on jungle wood, or rather jungle logs. And so I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to plant some over here by my crops. And I'll do it, I guess right here. Yeah. And then we'll just put some cocoa beans on the side of this thing, and those will slowly mature over time. As they mature, they'll get bigger and darker, and then when you harvest them, I could harvest them right now, and I'm just going to get one cocoa bean back. But once they're fully mature, you'll get like 3 or 4 cocoa beans, you know, like every other crop. So we now have a cocoa bean farm, and I'll go ahead and put another one on top there. Might as well use up all my cocoa beans. Grow as many cocoa beans as we can. Once we've got a nice supply, then maybe we can come back and make this look a little bit nicer. We also got some jungle saplings, so we can grow our own jungle trees now. So I'll come over here to where I'm growing all my other trees, and I'll just plant a couple of these. Believe the jungle saplings can be grown as one thick trees, kind of like the oak. But I believe they can also be planted in a 2x2 pattern like spruce trees to get kind of a giant jungle tree. So I'm going to try that, see if we can get a giant jungle tree. And I'll come plant this other one. I'll plant it over here and get rid of this birch tree. So when these things grow, we'll have an endless supply of jungle wood as well. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of jungle wood. I think it looks a little bit weird. It's kind of a stripy orange-greenish color. But I like collecting things. I like having all the different types of wood and all the different dye colors and all that. So yeah, I'm going to grow these just for the sake of having them. And then the last thing we got was this bamboo. With bamboo and string, you can make scaffolding. And scaffolding is amazing because you know how I like to make my nerd poles to get up high somewhere. Scaffolding is amazing because if you place one down and then place another one on it, it actually stacks up vertically. And so you can stack up vertically like this. If you break the bottom one, they all come tumbling down, so they're easy to collect again. And also, once you have a stack of scaffolding, you can climb it like a ladder, and you can go down it like a ladder. And so you can build scaffolding once, and then go up and down when working on a project, and not have to like break your nerd pole or build some stairs or something. And you can also build scaffolding on the side of scaffolding. So I can put some pieces here and kind of go out to the side like this. So yeah, scaffolding is kind of a must-have for really big build projects. And it's been kind of hard working on all these builds without having scaffolding. So having some bamboo and being able to make scaffolding is really going to help out in the future. I'm going to go plant some of this bamboo so that I can grow more of it and have more scaffolding, more bamboo. I think it can also be used as a fuel source, although it's not a terribly great fuel source because it burns really fast. But it can be used for that purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and plant this over here just to get some in the ground. This isn't really a great spot for a bamboo farm, but yeah, we'll get some growing, and then maybe in the future I'll do an episode where I make just a bamboo farm, kind of like I did for my sugar cane. And finally, we can come dye our white sheep over here brown, and finally have a supply of brown wool in this game. So let me come in here, dye you. Can I get in there? No. Let me break the yellow wool. Come on, sheep. There we go. Brown sheep, brown wool. Oh, broken glass. Don't get out. Brown dye is also really great for making brown concrete powder, because it looks a lot like mud. It looks more like mud than just regular dirt or coarse dirt does. And so if you want to make sort of a muddy, dirty area, which would have been great for my chicken pen, I may go replace some of the blocks over there with brown concrete powder. It's a really great option for something that looks like mud. So to get this guy going, I'm going to go ahead and shear him manually and pick up this wool. I need to patch this spot that I broke earlier. Now I need to come update this sorter to handle brown wool instead of white wool. So now we've got our brown wool integrated into the auto sorter. I only have one brown wool. I'll go ahead and take this for now and replace this piece, just so that it's kind of marked as brown, and then when I get more brown wool, I'll replace that other piece. And then, of course, when I get enough brown wool, I'll come redecorate this thing so it's yellow and brown instead of yellow and white. And that is going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am really excited that we finally found a jungle biome and finally got some cocoa beans so we can make brown dye. That has been kind of a thorn in my side for so long that we've got all the colors except brown, but no longer. We now have brown dye. We've got cocoa beans, we've got jungle wood, we've got bamboo. That was a big find today and I'm excited. On top of that, we also found a good desert biome, a savanna biome, so yeah, good day. Again, thanks y'all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. It really does help me out. And please subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all and have a great day.